Hey guys and girls, and welcome back to Greatest Good Tarot. I hope you're doing well and keeping out of mischief. This is basically a second part to the question submitted by Vermin, who was asking about Andy Burnham. Is he going to make appearance? Is he going to come involved and that kind of stuff? Between you and me, there has been about 45 minutes between readings. I treated myself to a tinkle, had a stretch, walked the dog, done a couple of other bits and bobs, you know what I mean? And in that time, for the new boys and girls, I always kind of use that time, no matter how long it is, to release the past reading and come in tune with the next subject. And all the way through was this distinct energy of confusion. But it's only in the last 10 minutes or so, it's then turned into more disbelief. So hopefully that will come out in some way, shape or form in the reading. But it was just fascinating that it's a difficult one to try and put into words energetically, because it's almost like a gobsmack in a I can't believe, that kind of. So I don't know what's going on, and hopefully we'll learn as we go. So I hope you're doing well and all that kind of stuff. Just as a reminder for everybody, because it seems like summer holidays and everything else, very, very quiet on the submission of questions. You can put them in the comments down below. If you like other people's suggestions, thummy, vote on them, and I'll know what's kind of popular to do first, that kind of thing. So it's a good time to get them in quick, you know what I mean? But it's troubling me. So why I'm bringing it up at the moment, this energy is troubling me. And not in a... It's almost in a haunting way. There's definitely something here which is real. Yeah. Anyway, let's find out. Andy Burnham. Is he going to be making an appearance? What's going on with Andy Burnham? Let's just basically call this an Andy Burnham check-in, really. For the greatest good for all concerned. Thank you. Always be appreciative. Yes. And something else that I was going to mention, because I thought they were ready, and then so let's waffle a little bit more. It's the only time we can catch up, isn't it? Can I just remind people, just a little shenanigans. You know, when Stuttering Starmer, walking people, was talking about we need to save the hostages. He knew then. When he was doing hobnobby, kind of basically snogging Macaroon, whatever his name is, on the steps of Downing Street, probably snogging with tongues and everything, he knew then. Doing his, legendary deal, allegedly 1 in, 1 out, he knew then. When this could go on. When he's slapping people down in Southport, and in one breath saying they're done now. In one breath, they're saying that the judicial system is totally independent and that kind of thing, but he's expecting them to throw the book at everybody. He knew then. I'm just putting it out there. He's known the whole time. Just say, just put it into context. High Priestess again. That's weird. King of Cups. Floating with ideas. This is Burnham. I'm just trying to tap in whether or not this is the same kind of crap hitting the fan kind of energy that we had before, but it's slightly different. So I'm trying to work out how it's different, if you get me. What I've noticed consistently in the last couple of days is that the energetic kind of flow, as it were, is that sounding hippie enough for you? It's almost like it's on pause. It's almost as if, like on the underground or train stations, I assume, and trains, what are they? And all that kind of stuff. You know, there's a delay on the service kind of thing. It's that kind of energy. It just seems to. It's the only way to describe it. There's a delay on the service, 10-minute delay, whatever. Like, it's that kind of energy. But I don't know why. And it's troubling me. It's not the energy of kicking your feet up on the table. Oh, it's summer break, lads. Okay, we can chill out now, that kind of thing. It's not that sort of energy. It's more about it's got more of a lockdown energy to it. Kind of shut down, lockdown, kind of circling the wagons kind of thing. It's more troublesome than positive. Strength card. So the Page of Cups is flirting with opportunities, possibilities, you know, that kind of thing. Okay, flirting with ideas, that kind of stuff. This strength card feels separate to this. So this here, those three are Burnham in general looking at the state of play. But he doesn't know what the state of play is. There's something. There's something here where he would normally move freely in the kind of upper echelons of labour and stuff like that. But for some reason, and it's part of this kind of clunkiness of energy, I suppose, is that even he's noticed it. He's noticing it as like, hold on, this is what's going on here. This is definitely something different. Once again, it's just like, it's bugging me. Star card, divinely guided, North Star. Okay, so heading in the right direction, that kind of stuff. So for the new boys and girls, we always look at, normally we're better than this, all right, for the new boys and girls, I'm sorry. But it's like, we always look at the triangulation and how the cards are touching each other and all that kind of stuff. So he's basically made a decision that he is going to kind of go for the leadership, and how's that done? Flirting with ideas is possibly kind of, how's that working? Googling card, the Page of Wands. Okay, so it's researching, how is it going to happen? Is it what? Putting the feelers out. Okay, notice how different that is energetically. Yeah, flows absolutely. You know, he's working out what's the best seat. How is it possible? How kind of money wise, looking at how is it how is it feasible? That kind of thing. Yeah, notice how quick. Yeah, nice and easy. But tapping into this is Eight of Swords. The Strength card is not Burnham at all. The strength card is upper echelons of Labour, locking it down. Government locking it down. There's something here. This is the lockdown that we were just talking about. So I'm reeling a bit. It's really quite concerning, that energy. But whatever it is, I mean, hopefully, as we go through the gossip and then the outcome at the end, hopefully we'll find out what this is. But it's a I'm going to try and describe the energy here, and it's a contradiction. That's why it's confusing. Because obviously, Burnham, obviously mayor, devolution, putting control, local people, working people, and all that jazz. But at the same time, this feels like a power grab. This feels like take back. This feels like some sort of retreat of some kind, of control, of data, of implementation, of that kind of thing. There's something here, and this doesn't feel just like with Burnham. This feels like this is kind of rolling out across the country in some way, shape, or form. That this feels bigger than him. So on the tin, working people, voting local people, representation, blah 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 blah. But they have it's literally just it's just figurehead. It's just there's something here, kind of like it's almost like an emergency protocol. Emperor. That feels like another figurehead. That doesn't feel like it's connected to this. This could be, as an example, this could be the Chief Commissioner of Manchester Police, as an example, or a figurehead in another organisation, not Labour, not within Burnham's control. I don't know if we can continue with this reading. I don't know if we can. This is a cover-up. This is another cover-up. This has turned very sour very quickly. They think it's the right thing to do. So the Emperor is using their resources with the Magician card here to because they think it's the right thing to do for for the greater good. Yeah, this. We know about this. This is something else. This is Burnham. So for the new boys and girls, this is a snapshot of now. Okay, this is the foundation of the reading. We go on top of this. Okay, we'll build up. Overarching energy. 7 of Swords. Oh, for goodness sake. We don't swear on the channel. You can you can fill in the gaps. Underlying energy, 10 of Cups, family home, happily ever after. Oh, don't like this. I really don't like this. I'm going to get the Dinky deck out to clarify a bit more about this Eight of Swords strength card. I'm also going to use the Dinky deck to do this, whoever this is, because they think the Beyond card for the new boys and girls, sorry, I haven't explained, is where your soul, your third eye, higher self, higher being are in alignment, okay? You're in the zone energetically. This feels like it's in reverse. So instead of being in the zone energetically, kind of higher than thou, doing good works, good deeds, this is mistrust, kind of devilish work, kind of blocking other people's enlightenment, that kind of thing. So can we clarify first the Eight of Swords and the Strength card, please? Eight of Swords and the Strength card, please. Thank you. Okay, let's just shuffle these. Eight of Swords. Oh, hello, that one there. Eight of Swords and the Strength card, please. Just a reminder, please subscribe, ding that bell. Come and join the Greatest Good Village, because it takes a village to support everybody. That is what we do. And, yeah, come and join. And like and subscribe and all that kind of stuff. I've told you to subscribe. Subscribe again. Why not? Unsubscribe. No, don't do that, please. Don't. Subscribe again. The King of Pentacles. Sorry, Page of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is the glorified Excel spreadsheet accountant of the deck for me. It's not about money, even though there is a strong element of funds here in this particular reading. But it's more about the value. What is it worth to us? That people, place, thing, trinket. It's like the teddy bear that your great Aunt Doris gave you as a kid is meaningless. It's a ragtag doll type thing to everybody else, but it's such value to you. It's that kind of energy, yeah? Taking a leap of faith. 10 of Cups again. But this is... got to make a choice. This is difficult. The only example that I can give to help tell the story here is the education at the moment. Independent schools, put the VAT on, and then it turns out when you look into the independent schools, they're not all Eton. They're not all, hobnobby, double barrel names. It's all about a majority of them are for special needs education and that kind of thing. And they're smaller. They're not quite what they're made out to be. It's kind of got that it's like this rejection. And the rejection, it kind of feels as if the choice that you've made here is now all these children are now being pushed into the public sector, but there's no space for them. This is what the rejection is. There's no space for them. There's no teachers for them. There's no resources for them. And these, putting another whammy on top of it, is that these parents, not all of them, obviously special needs, but were also paying. The government was making money because it's like they're paying for a child place in the public sector, but they're paying again for the private sector. You see what I mean? It's like, so it's it's all forced upon them. And the Fool card, it feels like it's in reverse. It feels like it's recklessness. It feels like it's literally going off the cliff. You're going crazy. What is going on? All two came out there. The Death card, once again, keeps coming up recently. Death card and the Queen of Pentacles. So we've got the power couple here. But the Death card, once again, feels like a full stop. Normally it's about rebirth, reborn, renewal, that kind of stuff. Many re's, yeah? But this is dead end. This is end of the game. End of... So I think I was reading... Was I reading today? Sorry, for the Queen of Pentacles. Sorry, I'll finish this off. The Queen of Pentacles... is like you just need to be a bit more proactive. You need to be a bit more practical about it. You could just like take care of this additional stuff, blah blah blah. You'll be fine. But it's like, no, how are we going to do this? This makes no sense. Yeah, but it's like a snapback. It on top of this control freak kind of council by name only kind of energy. Paper figure, straw man figure, and then all the control is being, it's that kind. It's weird. It's that whatever that is going on there, and I don't feel like I've completely got it. Is weird. So let's have a look at this Emperor, the Magician, and the Beyond card. Very strong, energies down here. So you've got two major arcana for the new boys and girls, if you who are trying to learn tarot as we go, kind of thing. This is why we've got the minor arcana, which are kind of day-to-day things, actions, movement, things like that. Yeah. Then we've got the major arcana, which are like chapter headings. If you think about it like a book, it's like the new chapter, big energy, big change. So the fact, and then in this deck, we've got the epic arcana, the 4 extra cards in the deck. Yeah. So the fact that this corner here has 2 major and 1 epic, it's a strong kind of... sorry, I'm laughing at the download that I just got there, which was I was going to say strong something else, and the download I got was a strong mofo kind of thing. It's just like, but it was the full abbreviation to that. That's why I chuckled. I love the fact how like Buddhist monks, they get kind of like respectful like downloads and nudges and spiritual guidance and that kind of thing, and all these other people, spirituality and any of the like other places and stuff, they all get kind of respectful. They seem to get quite insightful, knowledgeable things, and then I get throwaway kind of shenanigans and tomfoolery that make me look like a numpty. So I'm just, it's just a bit rude. That's all I'm saying. Naughty, if anything. So can we clarify the Emperor, Magician, and the Beyond card, please? Emperor, Magician, Beyond card, because this feels like kind of scary energy. This feels like you will do. Can't move on from stormy waters. 6 of Swords in reverse. King of Wands in reverse. 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Swords. Backstab. So they're saving their own bacon. Whatever this is, this could be, like I said, it could be kind of head of child services. It could be the police. It could be whoever this emperor is just out for themselves and like saving their own bacon and that kind of thing. It's very much nasty energy. Queen of Wands. So we've got a power couple down here as well. Yeah, it basically, it's all for the wrong reasons, all cover up kind of shenanigans and all that kind of stuff. So, but I can't get over the fact that this here, 10 of Cups, twice, feels kind of, it's almost like, a fake happy family, a fake happy, like this one here. Yeah, it's almost, what we got there? Universe, infinite growth, infinite possibilities. Okay. It's almost as if they're on a stage here in the picture, yeah, and they're projecting. All these families could be like this kind of energy. Oh, you could be like this family. This kind of, be like this. But it's rejected. It doesn't want to. Because energetically here, the Eight of Swords is just palpable. It is. Let's move on, because I don't think we're going to get very far in this. Either way, it don't feel good. And it's interesting that this gobsmack energy is coming through. This feels like kind of like a proper betrayal. I'll say it. This feels like, and even though, so it's like this here, no matter what they do, no matter how they spin it, they're not going to get away with what they're trying to cover up. So it's like a rocket between a rock and a hard place. It's that kind of energy. It's just, and it just feels like, going back to Andy Burnham, he's more interested in escaping this, finding ways to because before, this is what's really miffing me off with this reading, is before, when we did like a catch-up reading, he was saying the right things, and it wasn't about him. He was just doing it because he was in the right place at the right time. He's got to do what is, is best. This is kind of borderline self-indulgent kind of energy with him. Kind of opportunistic kind of. So, new rules, new policies. Yeah. Foreign occupation. We'll move past that one. We all know what that one is. Military action. Oh, no. Cyber attack. Security cameras. This military action is more about within the Labour Party, in the sense of you will pulling rank within the party, yeah? excuse me, you will get in line. Foreign occupation, we know enough about that by now. For this particular reading, that is obvious, right? That's the boats, that's everything else that's going on right now, the super injunctions, the cover-ups, or all of it, right? Cyber attack feels like another leak. Because I mentioned this in the previous, like as a kind of little footnote at the end, but it's coming up again. If you listen to, and unfortunately, like for the good and the bad, I try and watch as much all sides media as possible, left and right, come to my own conclusions. But if you listen to some of the journalists that were involved in the super injunction for the last 2 years, 3 years, being interviewed on LBC, Times Radio, there was another one. The ones actually involved, actually in the courtroom every couple of months, actually progressing through all this, they've all subtly hinted that there is a super injunction still on. They can't talk about everything that went on. There is still controlling the narrative going on. And that's what this feels like. Security cameras feels like more about evidence, data, investigation, but doesn't feel like it's connected to this super injunction style, the other shoe dropping kind of thing. This feels like it's all connected. It's all connected. It's like it's slowly but surely coming out that, like I've said on the show, on the channel in the last couple of weeks, it's like the amount of, and this is going back a couple of years because it's the last data set that the Office of National Statistics has released, which says it all in some respects, in my humble opinion. But in that data set, it showed that the UK nationals hadn't moved. Like the amount of people on welfare, the amount of people on PIP and all that kind of stuff, the amount of claimants there hadn't really changed. It was like 0.6% increase, which is basically nothing, right, in the whole scheme of things. When you're talking millions of people, it's like a handful of people. However, the amount of Iranians, Afghanistani people, Afghans, that's not Afghanistanians. I'm just making up people now. So on and so forth. Congo was number one pretty much by the percent, by thousands of people, by the percentage of, for every 1,000 people, X amount of people are signing up to the benefits system and stuff like that. And that had gone through the roof and craziness. And this was released based on statistics from, I think it was off the top of my head, 2021, 2022, something like that. Before the super injunction style secret kind of human trafficking that's been going on, basically what's been going on. So this feels as if you will toe the line in this side from the Labour Party, that kind of thing. The cyber attack there's more to it that as we've just mentioned, that they're still under some form of super injunction. In fact, do you remember back, talking about Stuttering Starmer, walking people back in the day, where he was gloating, going around, and admittedly this was for like Lord Alley or something or other, right? Going on about, there's no super injunctions, there's nothing, blah blah blah, no super injunctions. Well, there clearly was. There was one. So you go around going, walking people, there's no super injunction. There clearly is, right? Compromised. So the security cameras and that kind of thing, that feels like this police agency person down here. They've got evidence. Cyber attack feels like the super injunction and that kind of stuff. Foreign, we know, right? Occupation, we know. You will toe the line is what I'm getting here. So it's all coming slowly but surely out. And it's all going to be classed as fake news. Even though the Office of National Statistics, it's the own, like the government's data. And it will still be fake news. It's just fake news. There is no correlation between kind of letting people in, the secrecy of what's going on, all the flights and stuff. There's no correlation with all the data, like over 1,000 cases are being reviewed in. Oh God, I was being like my throat chakra just went there. You know, there's no correlation with over 1,000 cases in Manchester Police, as an example. You will toe the line. We're writing new policies and new things to cover this up even more. And that's on top of the journalists that are sneaking into the media in the last 24 hours, the ones that are actually involved, clearly hinting, and in some cases actually flat out saying, I still can't tell you everything that's going on. Implying there's still a super injunction going on. Yeah? So, right, outcome to this, because this is, and they've all, like, it's like these people here knew about it. Remember that. Okay? Labour knew about it. Certain people in Labour knew about it for the whole time. And then, obviously, certain people within the cabinet, when they got voted in a year ago, knew about it. And they've still done everything they've done over that, year. So, outcome to this reading, please. Outcome to that. That's what I'm more frustrated about and annoyed about. I'm not angry, because these majority of these people are not worth that effort. But, I mean, it's just like you've shown yourselves up to the sort of people that you really are, you know? However, in some respects, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, technically speaking, Rachel Reeves was right about a 22 billion black hole. When an estimated 7 billion is on all of the Afghanistan relocation stuff. So it's like, you know what I mean? So in my humble opinion, and it's purely just me thinking about it, as you do, all I see is we have now got a target. We collectively know of 7 billion of the 22 billion black hole. the maths there doesn't quite add up. What else? That's where I'm currently at. And I don't know about you guys. Share it, share your thoughts and all that kind of stuff down below. But that's where I'm at right now about all of this. Is that, what about the rest? Where's the rest of the money? The 15 billion. Yeah? Where's the rest of it? Queen of Swords, Wounded Warrior, Light Bulb Moment. Oh, there's two here that's come out. What have we got here? King of Swords and Temperance. Andy Burnham feels like he's going to cut ties in some way, shape or form. I can't quite work out what that is. Nine of Wands is had enough of all this crap, and I don't blame him, quite frankly, because I've had enough of this crap, and I've just been sitting in this energy for the length of this reading. This is horrific. Whatever's going on here, it just feels nasty. So living it, Ace of Wands, light bulb moment, aha moment, change. Temperance, trying to balance this out, but the King of Swords here, they're trying to, like, once again with the military, you will toe the line kind of energy. We're trying to balance this out. You will toe the line. Emperor again, defending his ground. With the Queen of Swords, it feels like Andy Burnham is gonna. It's almost like the flip of table kind of energy. Gonna screw you guys. I've had enough of this. Calls out the Emperor. Wounded Warrior. I've had enough of this. You're the problem. You, like down here. You're the problem. Here's the reasons why. Kind of hinting people in the right direction. That kind of stuff. Seven of Wands, defending his ground for doing it. Six of Cups, trying to go back to an innocent, more childlike kind of. Yeah, there's two reasons there. It's both energies I've got there. The childlike innocence and going back to a more easier time innocence. Yeah, more traditional way of doing things. King of Cups. Again. So he has his spat with this Emperor. This head of police, whatever institution it is, yeah? And then he reverts back to type. This feels as if it's over I would say like a 3-month period, maybe 2 months, 3 months. Calls it out. This feels like he's biding his time. Nine of Wands, as if he's waiting for Parliament to be in summer recess break thing, right? It's that kind of energy. He's counting down the days before he just flips the table and like, screw you guys, I'm going home. This is going to be orchestrated. Calls out this fella, defends his ground from it, wants to go back to a much more easier time. This feels like traditional Labour kind of values and that kind of stuff. And how things used to be generally, yeah? Reverts back to type. Calling it out. The trumpet of truth. Yeah? Once again. So he starts off calling it out, cutting stuff out, screw you guys, I'm going home kind of energy. He defends his ground for what he did. They're like, oh, but it's like, no, this is what people want. They've voted enough times. This is what, what we stand for and that kind of stuff. This is ridiculous. Goes back to his kind of usual ways, calling out as he goes. Four of Cups again. Over at the illumination, illuminating the situation. The Sun card, happiest card in the deck. Happy, happy, joy, joy. This is this fight behind him. It's almost as if he's leaving the fight behind him. They're infighting. Oh, it wasn't me. It wasn't this. It wasn't that. It was a previous energy and that kind of stuff. Blah blah blah. But all these people that he is It's almost as if he's seeing their true colours, that kind of energy. And that because of that, he doesn't care almost who he screws over as he leaves. Four of Cups, it just feels as if like he's rejecting what these people want to do up here, what this emperor has been doing. Is like he's rejecting all of it. So hold on, I've been told the Kipper deck, cartoon clarity, and then we'll move. We'll get out of here. Yeah. This is crazy. And I was even thinking the other, like, between like my 45 minutes chatting away, doing my thing, having a coffee, walking the dog, all that kind of stuff between readings. I kept being reminded for the longest time, if you remember, that the Justice card kept coming out for Labour readings in the last couple of weeks. It just kept coming out and out and out, kept. And I was like, there's legal action, there's legal thing, there's a legal thing going on here. He's calling it out here. We're not getting the end of it. We haven't got to the end of it yet. The precedent's been set. Oh, what am I doing over there? Great fortune. There's the childlike innocence again. Mature man. Overarching message. That's that. For the community. It's almost like, it almost feels as if this great fortune feels like as he's slamming doors as he goes out, it's like releasing data or naming and shaming people, or it's that kind of energy though. It's like this great fortune feels like these here are documents and data and information and kind of what's really been going on, if you get me. It's fated. Preparing themselves. It's going to be fine. Stability. Real estate here feels like it's this great fortune. It's this what true value comes from this. Instead of this ongoing, for decades now, let's be honest, this ongoing saga of one rule for one lot, one rule for another lot. This is part of clearing out. And I'm being reminded here that this is part of what we keep talking about here, is that we are now quite literally in the age of Aquarius, right? Pluto, since November, has moved into Aquarius, right? And it's going to be there for the next 20 odd years, 25 years, I think it is. And that talks about, and the energetically is part of small businesses. So we're going from big corporations to small businesses. We're going from big government into small government. We're going into, it continues on, like, instead of everything centralized previously, we're now in the energetic field of personal responsibility, power coming back to the little guy, you and me, freedoms, that kind of stuff, small entities, that kind of stuff. And it happens every 250 odd years, right? So, and we've got it for the next 25 years. So if you ever feel worried in the last couple of months and as we continue on, how everything is hitting the fan and that kind of stuff, this is the old guard fighting against, energetically, the new way of doing things. Okay? And it's this transition, this movement from centralized kind of big government, big companies, big banking, big pharma, big, to small farms, small government, small businesses, that kind of, and that's what we're seeing, that transition happening. People who've got the power are trying to hold on to the power, but it's slipping through their fingers. it like sand kind of thing, because it's all naturally coming back to you and me. That's what's happening in all of this. So overarching strategy, they're planning, plotting, planning, scheming. They can't do that. Protest. Here we go. Remember, always remember, be like Gandhi with some deodorant and sensible shoes, right? Be like Gandhi. Arson is still arson. Vandalism is still vandalism. Be like Gandhi. But this is truly building up. This is kind of these betrayals. Everything here is all starting to fall apart. And you're going to hear a lot of figureheads and a lot of people trying to justify the actions, justify things, but it's going to be going on deaf ears. It's like, we don't care. This is what we want. Read the room. They won't be able to stop reading the room now, kind of thing. It's like, it's inevitable. We're getting to the point where it's inevitable. So, yeah, whenever he starts shutting doors behind him and all that kind of stuff, and releasing things and that kind of thing, all hell's going to break loose. It's all hell break loose. This is why they're trying to control it up here. Labour echelons, you will go into rank, kind of thing. Nah, because everyone's compromised. The people, they're trying to save their own bacon. They're compromised. Yeah. So hence the why he's illuminating the situation. And to finish off here, not to say that, I don't know the guy, but he understands with the Wounded Warrior, and the seven, especially the Seven of Wands here. He understands that he has certain things to apologize for because he did not know. There's part of this here that feels as if, he's got, as a term of phrase, he's also got some blood on his hands because he just did not know the bigger picture. Do you see what I'm saying? I hope so. So he's got to cleanse himself, and that's why he turns into the King of Cups down here. He reverts back to his old ways, the way he because he's cleansed himself. He's like, look, I did things that I did not realize were connected to this. I did things that and the bigger picture, I was kept in the dark, kind of stuff. That's what it's feeling here. So this is going to be very interesting in the next couple of months. Very interesting. But anyway, if you enjoy the way I read, please thumb me like. Even if you like the reading, why not? It's a bit of fun. Please subscribe, ding-a-ling the bell, all that jazz. Comment down below your thoughts if you were reading along, and also that's where you can suggest future readings, as Vermin did for these two today. But until next time, where we do this crazy shenanigans all over again, take care. Look after yourself. Be well. And thank you for your company. I'll speak to you soon. See you later. Ta-ra.